Another travel story, okay? And this one involves a train, actually. When I was in Belgium, I was in Belgium for my first 2 years of theology studies and lived at the American College in Louvain, Belgium. And one of the persons at there was Sister Margaritee. And Sister Margaritee was an old, retired sister. I don't remember exactly how old she was. I think she was in her 80s. But she would come to volunteer her time as the porter, the one who would answer the door and the phone there. And she would do it as a way of practicing her English, okay? And because I wanted to learn Dutch, the language of the country, I spent some time with Sister Margaritee and just had some conversation with her to help me to get better with my Dutch. But one day, Sister just fell ill. I don't remember exactly what she was sick with, but it was something pretty substantial, and so she had to go to a health resort for recuperation. Okay, and she went to the town of Spa. The word spa, actually, there's a town in Belgium where this word comes from, where there's natural hot springs and healing waters, and so it's a big health resort. And so she went to the town of Spa. I don't remember exactly how long she was going to stay there for recuperation, but a number of weeks and everything. And the rector of the seminary mentioned that he had heard from Sister Margaritee. She was doing very well and recuperating, but she was kind of lonely, and she was hoping that maybe someone would visit her. And so the rector kind of encouraged us to go over and visit her. Well, it did seem that it was on the list of seminarians' favorite thing to do, to take this train ride. I think it was like a 2.5-hour train ride to the town of Spa and visit with Sister Margaritee. But I was very grateful for the time that she had spent helping me to learn Dutch, and I was I kind of had a travel bug and thought, well, this will be a good adventure, and so I decided to do that. And so I brought my violin, and I took the train to Spa on one Sunday after the morning mass. And when you travel by train, the first thing you do is when you arrive at a town, you look at the schedule for when the last train leaves going back, okay? Because that kind of determines how long is the maximum time you're going to spend in this town. So I looked at the schedule, and I remember the schedule said that the last train left at 8:20 in the evening, okay? And so I said, okay, well, that'll be nice. I think I got there like in the early afternoon, and so I said, well, that'll be nice. I have a nice chunk of time here to spend with Sister Margaritee. And I didn't know exactly where she was, but I knew the general directions. And so I walked for about 20 minutes from the train station, and I found the resort where she was staying. And so I went to visit with her, and I had a great time with her. We prayed together and walked around on the beautiful grounds, and I played my violin for her, and we had dinner together, and so just had a wonderful time visiting and everything. And then about 7 o'clock, I started thinking, okay, well, the last train leaves at 8:20, so I have to start kind of moving to do that and everything. So I mentioned that to Sister that I have to be leaving pretty soon, and she was kind of disappointed. She was like, oh, we have more things to talk about and everything. So she talked a little bit more, and I was enjoying the time, and she was enjoying the time, and another half hour or so passed, and I said, I really have to start going. And she said, well, there's something I want you to bring back to the seminary. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was some package or something like that. And I really want you to do that. I said, okay, well, I'd be happy to do that. And but before she went to get this package, she started talking again, and you know, I was being polite and listening, and you know, trying to remind her about this package, and I'd be happy to take it. And so finally, when she went to get the package, it was like about 5 minutes to 8. Okay, and remember the train left at 20 minutes, and it had been a 20-minute walk from the train station to where she was. So 5 minutes to 8 was finally when she disappeared to get the package. And everything like, I thought, you know, okay, she'll be back in a minute. Well, she wasn't. You know, so she wasn't back, and I was waiting and just saying, you know, well, dear Lord, help her to kind of hurry up here and everything. So finally, right at 8 o'clock, you know, she came out and she says, well, I can't find it. I just don't know where I left it. And I said, you know, well sister, I really have to go and catch this train. It leaves at 8:20, and I'm sorry. I guess, you know, I won't be able to take this back. And she said, well, and you know, then kind of got into another couple last-minute words of advice or something like that she wanted to tell me. I wasn't listening at that point. I got to get to this train. And so finally, I remember it was 8:05 when I went out of the place, and I thought, you know, okay, well, I walked up here in 20 minutes. I should be able to run, you know, in 15 minutes and catch that train. I had my violin, and I just started to run, and then it started to rain, you know, and I just was kind of, you know, composed and said, you know, oh, this rain isn't going to slow me down too much. I'm still gonna make it, and everything. And then, you know, I looked at my watch, and a couple more minutes had passed, and I said, well, maybe I better run a little faster here, and everything. And so I started running faster and faster. And then was able to arrive at the station just in time to see the train pull out. Just in time to see the train pull out. And this was Sunday evening. You know, so I had classes the next day. I had, you know, morning prayer and things like that at the seminary, and I had no money with me. You know, I had bought my train ticket, and that was really about all that I could afford. No way of knowing where I spend the night or what my options were or everything, and so I just kind of went crazy, you know, like Paul was accused. I said, no, I have to catch that train, and I started running after this train, okay? And this train, you know, it didn't take too long. It was out of sight, you know. And I was still running after this train with my violin, and just I have to catch the train. I couldn't think of anything else that I could do. Well, I was running along this street that was parallel to the tracks for a little while, and then they kind of veered off. The street went this way, and the tracks went this way, and I stayed on the streets. Okay, I didn't feel confident enough to run it on the track. I stayed on the streets, and I just kept running, and before long I had run out of town. I was in the Belgian countryside. The track was nowhere near. I had no idea where I was going, where I was, and this is when, you know, you know, from my other travel stories, sometimes I'm a little slow about getting these clues about there's something wrong here. And I said, you know, this is stupid. You know, this is stupid. You're going to have to run back. You don't know where you're going. Even if this is the direction the train's going, you can't catch the train. I mean, this is just stupid. And I answered myself, you know, but I have to catch that train. You know? And so I kept running. I had no idea where I was. I had no idea where I was going, but I kept running, and I felt like you know, I had a wind behind me or something like that. It just, even though I'm not a great runner, and I never won any medals in cross country or anything like that, I just had the sense of keep running. And so I kept running, and I ran all the way to the next town. And when I got to the next town, which was even smaller than Spa, Spa's not that big a city that it was even smaller